Fit Like Abdi, Danny Boy here, and welcome to, well, it's not really an episode of Transport Fever, it's more of a sort of showcase on why I chose the map that I did. Now, I did do the episode where I showcased 4 maps, one USA map, this map, that is geographically sort of correct or accurate, and one USA map that was just a large square with roughly where the towns would be or cities would be, a large Europe map that was again a bit cramped, and a large UK map again that seemed a bit cramped as well. Now the vote was in, we got about 14 votes for this map, the USA map. We got about 10 for the UK, and we got 1 or 2 for the Europe map, and a couple more for the USA sort of square map. Now, someone from the USA commented on the USA square map did make a valid point that there was tons of space, and even though the map was rather linear, it did give you sort of like the creative license to sort of build routes wherever we sort of wanted, so that was pretty cool, and it did seem like a sort of good idea. Now some of this is quite terrible, you see. It's rather hilly, this map, but it is very nice. This is not the square map, obviously. This is the sort of geographically correct one. This map was the winner. However, we're not going to be doing this map for one reason and one reason alone. There are no mods for this. American mods. When I say no mods, there are no Steam Train mods. There are 2. The remake of the Baldwin 6-wheeler that has the coal hopper on the back, which is a must because the standard Baldwin 6-wheeler looks terrible. And the second one is a Lee Valley K6B Black Diamond Steam Train. Now, that's the only 2 Steam Train mods there are. There are no early vehicles, anything like that. It's pretty bare bones on the Steam Workshop. I even trolled through the Transport Fever Net Workshop, and there are very little Steam Trains on there. Even if we went to do the sort of Europe map as well, a lot of the German trains and Austrian trains that you got in Transport Fever 1 aren't there. Now, the game is still fairly new in terms of lifespan, so it might just take time for mods to become available. Now, when I did the USA map for Transport Fever 1, it was near the end of Transport Fever 1 sort of life cycle, and there were a lot of USA Steam Trains. There were even some, I actually struggled to find buses, late game buses. I like the Greyhound buses. Now, in Transport Fever 2 mod Steam Workshop, there are buses. There are now 4 USA buses, the D40 New Flyer, and a couple of Greyhound buses that look pretty spectacular. Kudos to the mod maker for them. So there's actually now more buses than there are Steam Trains. It's a real shame. Hopefully Steam Trains will be made, like things like the Super Hudson, all that stuff. Just there's nothing there, unfortunately. Until we get to about 1950, when diesels sort of appear, there are a crap ton of diesels. Now, most of them are the same diesels with just different skin packs, which is still good, still adds a lot of variety. There are a lot of railroad companies in America that specialise in freight, etc. There is a lot of that, but there's nothing sort of early game, just standard vanilla Steam Trains, and I think that may be slightly boring. There are passenger coaches, liveried passenger coaches for certain railroad lines or routes, but there's no trains to sort of match it. I mean, in the last one I had, Canadian Pacific, train that ran from Montreal to Toronto, and there were Canadian Pacific liveried train. There was a steam train. I think it was an Atlantic that was liveried in Canadian Pacific, and wagons, coaches for it. But no, not just now. There was not much of anything on Steam Workshop, so that kind of sucked. However, don't fear. Once we're finished the UK map, we'll probably do this map or the other USA map. I mean, this map is sort of like the UK map, which is the map we're going to do. There are a lot of places like getting a train over here. I mean, we'd have to come down this way. This would obviously be a tunnel. Portland still in a pretty disastrous place. Bridge over here. Seattle got this huge, it's like a step, which is unfortunate. I mean, I'd love to just flatten all this out and then head out. But yeah, we will figure out, or I will figure out something. So we'll do this map after the next map we're about to do. Hopefully there will be more mods on the workshop, and we've got potential to add. There's just quite a lot of space where we could add some more places, maybe. So yeah, we will do the USA map, we just won't do it yet. So I do apologise for all those who voted for this map. It was the winner by 4 or 5 votes, but yeah, I don't want it. I like variety. I like different vehicles, different skins, liveries, to sort of keep things looking fresh. And I sort of do want to do like proper railroad routes that did actually exist with their proper companies and logos and stuff. So yeah, the USA map will be next after the UK map. So on to the UK map. I've just finished actually placing the industries and stuff, so we'll go and have a look at that now. So here it is, the UK map in all its glory. Now it looks pretty bare bones at the moment. Now there are one or two things I need to change, like all these cities here require machines, and we're just not going to be able to cope with that, so we'll need to change some of them. Yep, these all require machines. It's just the problem is if you go in here and go to the editor, industrial only accepts 3 things, which is unfortunate. I'd like industrial places to accept more. Now I've deleted a lot of the roads and stuff and a lot of the clutter. There were random bits like this. Now it's all set up, as you can see. I've turned the industries on now, and there are a lot. There's something like 200 industries on this map. It's pretty insane. I mean, we're looking okay. I mean, we're still getting 50 to 60 frames, even with all this clutter on, but there's nothing actually rolling yet. Now, we'll come out with the bulldozer. We will switch the industries back on. Boom, there they go. Right, so, industries are back on. We've got Wick up here. It accepts booze, and we can make booze. So some of the... I actually used this down here. So, towns, industries. You click on that, you set an amount, it randomly spawns industries. Now, it did actually spawn a couple of each industries, even the fish, coffee, silver mines, even these advanced industries. Some of them appeared randomly throughout the map. Now, every city has a postal distribution centre, but large cities have both. They have a mail sorting centre, because we're going to get mail. This is done by adding on the add mail and waste cargo. Some large cities also have recycling plants as well, and each city has a good type that it requests, and it has one of these, a little shop. This is a quick bite, so it's like a restaurant that accepts booze and food. There's a butcher there. It will require meat. Butcher shop, Fort William butcher shop. Yep, it's looking good. So each one has a little shop and sort of different sort of stuff. Now I did use, as you can see, this looks all weird and flat. I did mow through some of these mountains in order to create routes, because there are trains that go from it's not, these mountains are not, there are a lot of mountains up in the Highlands, but there are lots of flat areas for roads. Some roads do go over the hills, but a lot of them just go through valleys and stuff. So I've created some of that so we can get the lines in, especially between here, Aviemore. I've got Perth here as well, Dundee, St Andrews, Stirling, Glasgow. There is Belfast, Portrush, Dundalk, Dublin, Wexford. Over on the Ireland side, we've got Oban over here. I think we've got a city, yep, Stornoway over here, up on the Western Isles. The island of Douglas, yep. Carlisle, Kendal, Blackpool, Liverpool. So everything is sort of almost set up. Now, I do have to obviously sort out this. So like Birmingham, editor, machines, let's have you accept like fuel. Yeah, see, that's better. Because if we've got too much places that require machines, we're just not going to be able to do that. Now, the industries were placed randomly. Obviously, a lot of them were for commercial goods side. There's not many fuel refineries and stuff, and we'll have to buy and add fuel refineries or machine shops, etc. as we go along. So it looks like a cluttered mess. It is a cluttered mess. As we're playing, I will switch these off and just sort of know. I mean, there's a lot of industries just in this part, and I will move industries and stuff to get train lines in, and as the game goes on, I will have a better idea of which industries. I mean, we should make that construction materials. Well, get some construction materials requested over in France. Yep, so like these are all fuel. Basingstoke, let's make you construction materials. So once I start playing through, I'll be able to delete some of the industries and some of the ones we don't really need. So that'll be something as well. Maybe Yeovil could be construction materials as well. Let's make you construction materials. Now, where else? See, we've got large amounts of construction materials being requested, machines being requested over here. Let's make York. Let's make Leicester fuel. So yeah, there is the UK map. Now it looks a bit cluttered, but I'm sure we'll be okay. Now there are tons of mods for the UK. Literally almost 100, I would say, and just in trains alone. There are road vehicles, buses, stations, etc, etc. We should be good. I mean, like, there's no request for machines up here, and there probably should be. We'll make that fuel. Yeah, this is all, see, it's gone weird. It's done like construction materials all up the top, then a layer of fuel, and then a layer of machines. It's kind of strange, but hey ho, I'm going to change up Sheffield as well, and we're going to change some of this. So some of them, again, the commercial, there's tools, food and goods, which are the three standards, but we've changed them up to accept bread, cheese, meat, alcohol, coffee beans. I mean, who knows if a city can run on coffee beans alone? Probably not, one would imagine, but hey ho. I mean, let's get like machines down in Oban. So yeah, we'll have to sort of play it by ear, but I am looking forward to starting it. To expect the first episode to start in the next couple of days. I am, as I said, looking for through the workshop on transportfever.net to get all the mods installed. We will also be, I mean, hold on, I keep seeing these. Let's make you cheese. Cheese for York, absolutely. I mean, Carlisle, let's make you something like alcohol. Blackpool, you're fine. Who else is requiring? Let's make Leicester loves coffee beans. Yes, they do. In fact, what is the industry, or what is the shop I've planted here? Food and alcohol, that's good. So yeah, we're almost ready to rock and roll with this. I'll get the mods installed. I am doing a bit of research as well to sort of find out where the first sort of trains or what lines were sort of running in 1850. I mean, there's lots of industries, so making money shouldn't be too easy. A few truck routes here and there. Don't know exactly where to start, whether to start bang on in London and then expand out, or maybe somewhere like Manchester, or start up in Scotland. Don't know really where to start. I'll just I'll play it by ear. I'll do my research first, and then we'll sort of figure it out from there. But yep, that is the map we are going to be playing. There should be no shortage of mods and different things we can do. Obviously, lots and lots of industries. I might have to clean up some of this. I mean, we've plenty of room to get highways and stuff in, so we're all good there. Plenty of room to get the trains in. So yep, that is what is happening thus far. Now there's a lot of stuff. Hull Paper Factory, Hull Postal Distribution, Hull Waste Management, and Hull Mail Sorting. Okay, lots of stuff happening in Hull apparently. But yeah, we'll get this up and running. Probably won't be tomorrow. It'll probably be the day after. It's an episode of Anno tomorrow, and then we'll get this up and running. So yep, looking forward to starting it. Hope you guys are too. But that's been it for me. Again, I do apologise for not selecting the USA map. There's just a severe lack of steam train mods in Steam Workshop, where the UK has steam trains galore, diesels, electrics, the works. A lot of mods have been done. Now I do know that a lot of YouTubers and stuff have been doing UK series and maps, but I've never done one before, so now is my time to get a UK map done and dusted, and then we'll move over to the USA map. That's going to be it for me. Leave a comment below, like, dislike, let me know your thoughts on the maps. But I have been Danny Boy. This has been the Transport Fever 2 map selection video, and I will catch you later.